Is there truly alien life?
10,000, 20,000 sightings reported per year in the U.S., so that's a lot.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
Biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
While the official response from government agencies might tend to be in negative thanks to the attempt to restrict the flow of information, Anonymous, a notorious group known to hack its way into information hidden from the public, recently leaked a video that provides serious proof of alien life. We know you can't wait to see what the Anonymous video contains, so we bring you the top proofs of alien life leaked by Anonymous. Anonymous talked about a recent discovery that the authorities are trying to keep under wraps despite it generating lots of attention. Exoplanets. Exoplanets have rekindled the interest in space both within and outside the scientific community, as it is a new frontier for researchers hunting for alien life. The truth is that there are so many exoplanets that there is no way there isn't one out there that can support life. But what exactly are exoplanets, and why is it possible that they might host life? Exoplanets are planets that exist outside of our solar system. Most orbit other stars, but rogue planets, or free-floating exoplanets, orbit the galactic center and are not bound to any star. The first exoplanets were discovered in the 1990s, and thousands have been discovered since then using a variety of detection methods. Exoplanets are not easy to study because astronomers rarely see an exoplanet through their telescopes in the same way that you might see Saturn through a telescope from Earth. This is known as direct imaging, and only a few exoplanets have been discovered in this manner, and these tend to be young gas giant planets orbiting very far from their stars. We now live in an exoplanet universe because the number of confirmed planets is in the thousands and is growing, and we have only studied a small slice of the universe. As the number and observing power of robotic telescopes lofted into space increases, the number could reach the tens of thousands within a decade. We can see compositions ranging from very rocky, like Earth, to very gas-rich by measuring exoplanet sizes in diameters and masses in weights, like Jupiter and Saturn. Exoplanets are composed of elements similar to those found in our solar system, but their compositions may differ. Water or ice may dominate some planets, while iron or carbon may dominate others. Scientists have discovered lava worlds with molten seas, puffy planets with the density of styrofoam, and dense cores of planets that are still orbiting their stars. Kepler 186f is one of the most likely candidates for life as we know it. In fact, if we could get there, we might be able to colonize this planet relatively easily, provided we find a way to defeat the aliens we might find hanging out there. However, you would have to travel far to colonize and take over this planet, as the world is 490 light-years away, so reaching it would take hundreds of thousands of years, even using very liberal and generous estimates. The planet was discovered in 2014. This planet is classified as potentially Earth-like because it is in the habitable zone of its star, is terrestrial, and is only 10% larger than Earth. While NASA tries to hide info, one thing it must remember is that it needs people to be able to do this. What happens when these people retire or move on to another employment? Spill the beans. One of them is the late former NASA astronaut and scientist Dr. Brian O'Leary, and Anonymous leaked the video of this expert. NASA selected him, O'Leary, in 1967 to be a member of its 6th group of astronauts. For many years, O'Leary was a member of Princeton University's physics faculty. According to him, there is substantial evidence that extraterrestrial beings are visiting Earth. He claimed that advanced civilizations arrived on Earth a very long time ago, and that these civilizations use consciousness-based technology. He said, "There is much evidence that we have been contacted by aliens, and that these civilizations have been visiting us for a very long time. Their appearance may be bizarre from any traditional Western materialistic point of view. These visitors use consciousness-influencing technologies, the toroid, and use co-rotating magnetic disks for their propulsion systems, which appear to be the common denominator of the UFO phenomenon." Carl Sagan invited O'Leary to speak at Cornell University after he left NASA in 1968. From 1968 to 1969, he was an astronomy research associate, and from 1969 to 1971, he was an assistant professor. While at Cornell, he researched lunar mascons. O'Leary was a visiting researcher at the California Institute of Technology during the 1970 to 1971 academic year. He was the Mariner 10 Venus-Mercury TV science team's deputy team leader. NASA recognized the team's efforts by awarding them a Group Achievement Award. During a live interview with Project Camelot's Kerry Cassidy, he shared some fascinating insights about Carl Sagan. O'Leary and Sagan had been friends for many years, but they had a falling out when O'Leary decided to leave Cornell. Following his departure, O'Leary began looking into Carl's work. He claimed that Sagan altered the iconic face at Cydonia on Mars, which was photographed by Viking in 1975 and resembled a human face. O'Leary said, "It was very, very disappointing to me because not only was Carl wrong, he also fudged data. He published a picture of the face in Parade magazine, a popular article saying that the face was just a natural formation, but he doctored the picture to make it not look like a face." O'Leary published a paper titled Analysis of Images of the Face on Mars and Possible Intelligent Origin in May 1990, which only added to his skepticism. On the 18th of September 1994, Dr. O'Leary said during the International Forum on New Science in Fort Collins in Colorado, "A secret group within the U.S. government keeps the masses for nearly 50 years away at about UFOs and extraterrestrial contact. We have contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. This information is probably obscured by an elite group within the CIA, NSA, and DIA. This small group knows well the secrets to keep. Watergate and the Iran-Contra affair are child compared to this cosmic Watergate about UFOs, aliens, mind control, genetic engineering, free energy, and anti-gravity." O'Leary proposed the existence of not only an extraterrestrial presence on Earth, but also a face on Mars. He also wrote the foreword to Stephen Greer's Hidden Truth, Forbidden Knowledge. The novel explores repressed alien technologies such as free energy, anti-gravity, and extraterrestrial presence on Earth. O'Leary proposed the existence of not only an extraterrestrial presence on Earth, but also a face on Mars. He also wrote the foreword to Stephen Greer's Hidden Truth, Forbidden Knowledge. The novel explores repressed alien technologies such as free energy, anti-gravity, and extraterrestrial presence on Earth. Not surprisingly, Anonymous mentioned the FBI in its video. The FBI is one of the most popular investigating agencies in the world. Known for their secrecy, they have been known to delve into issues that are out of this world, including aliens. However, they would rather not want you to know everything they discover, as some of them were classified as a top secret. But they have proven to be no match for Anonymous, which mentions some of the shocking evidence of aliens that the FBI is hiding in their expose video. According to a declassified document from 1949, 3 men on patrols miles apart saw a UFO break up over mountains north of Salt Lake City. Their extraordinary accounts were sent to FBI Director Edgar Hoover in a memo titled Flying Discs. The file said that a policeman, a highway patrolman, and an army guard all saw a silver-colored object high up approaching the mountains at Sardine Canyon that appeared to explode in a rash of fire. Several residents reported seeing what appeared to be 2 aerial explosions followed by a falling object. The file is one of the thousands of previously unreleased files made available by the FBI through The Vault, a new online resource. Among them is a statement from Special Agent Guy Hottel in 1950, which support the theory that aliens landed in Roswell, New Mexico. Agent Hottel stated in the memo that 3 flying saucers were recovered in New Mexico. The flying saucers were described as circular in shape with raised centers, approximately 50 feet in diameter, according to him. In a statement reminiscent of the hit 1990s TV show The X-Files, he went on to describe the alien life forms inside the UFOs. Each one was occupied by 3 bodies of human shape but only 3 feet tall. The bodies were dressed in metallic cloth of a very fine texture. Each body was bandaged in a manner similar to the blackout suits used by speed flyers and test pilots. Agent Hottel reported that the UFOs crashed in New Mexico because powerful government radar interfered with their operating systems. The featuring of the file by Anonymous will definitely amplify theorists' claims that the U.S. government covered up alien landings. Roswell became famous after reports of a flying saucer crash in the nearby desert in 1947. The military was said to have recovered the bodies of aliens. When Anonymous steps into an issue, it goes the full length to reveal the truth. In its video, the fearsome group revealed more evidence of the cover-up of evidence of the existence of aliens. They speak of how a group of scientists detected a signal from deep space, confirming the existence of extraterrestrial life. The scientists were excited at the discovery, but their excitement was short-lived as the same signal had been received by the authorities. Bear in mind that these were the same authorities that have used their massive power and influence to keep some information away from the public because they believed that the knowledge would cause widespread panic and chaos on Earth. They quickly confiscated the scientists' data and ordered them to keep silent about what they had discovered. Naturally, the scientists were torn. They just wanted to do science stuff, and they also knew that the discovery of alien life could change the course of human history forever. But they also feared the consequences of going against the authorities. They ultimately decided to keep their findings to themselves, but they continued to communicate secretly with the alien planet, hoping to learn more about our mysterious neighbors. According to Anonymous, over the years, the scientists made incredible discoveries about the alien planet and their advanced technology. They learned about their unique energy sources, their ability to manipulate time and space, and their telepathic communication abilities. They realized that the aliens could provide humanity with incredible knowledge and resources, but their hands were tied. The scientists knew that they could no longer keep their discovery a secret. They risked everything to leak their findings to the public, hoping to spark a global movement for transparency and accountability. But Anonymous said the authorities fought back fiercely, with some of the scientists going completely out of circulation. Many jobs come with work hazard. However, disappearing completely due to your findings topped the list of work hazards. These scientists should have been celebrated, but the fear of people having unrestricted access to knowledge made the authorities try to suppress their work. Videos are some of the greatest proofs of alien life, as their spacecraft are sometimes captured on video thanks to the massive spread of technology. However, when they capture videos of UFOs, some people make the mistake of sending them first to the authorities for interpretation. What often happens is that the video that is eventually released to the public is heavily censored or even doctored. Anonymous talked about one instance of this in its video. In the quiet town, rumors of strange lights in the sky began to circulate. The townspeople whispered about UFO sightings, and videos of these strange occurrences began to circulate. But every time a video was posted, it was quickly taken down. The authorities claimed that the videos were fake or unverifiable, and they censored any footage that contradicted their official narrative. But the people of the town knew the truth. They knew that there was something strange happening in the skies above their town. One man had seen something truly remarkable. He had filmed a glowing object hovering in the sky, moving in ways that no aircraft could. He had sent his video to the authorities, hoping to share his discovery with the world. But when the video was released, it had been heavily edited, with critical moments missing or blurred. Frustrated by the lack of transparency, he turned to a group of like-minded individuals who believed that the authorities were covering up the truth about UFOs. Together, they formed a plan to expose the authorities and share the unedited footage with the world. They reached out to a well-known journalist who agreed to help them. They leaked the unedited video to him, along with several others that had been censored by the authorities. The journalist was shocked by what he saw. The videos showed undeniable evidence of UFO activity, with strange craft moving in ways that defied explanation. The journalist decided to publish the videos online, knowing that they would quickly go viral. He also knew the public would be outraged by the censorship and cover-up. The authorities were forced to respond to the journalist, acknowledge the existence of the videos, and promised to investigate further. However, the plan was simply to buy more time while they figured out what to do to keep the videos hidden and maintain the status quo. This was where Anonymous got involved, and they included the footage in question in their expose video. This proves that the authorities might try to suppress information, but when people are determined to spread the truth, they will do so. Anonymous also mentioned one of NASA's Mars probes, Perseverance, in their video. The rover is very popular because it is still active on the red planet and has assisted in many things scientists have discovered about Mars. Sadly, not everything it has discovered has been made public. But sometimes, scientists get their hands on data from the rover and are able to publish their findings. For example, in its first year on Mars, NASA's Perseverance rover discovered, sampled, and stored Martian rocks that show signs of interaction with ancient water on the red planet. Samples that may hold the key to determining whether or not there is, or was, life on Mars. Scientists have now published papers detailing their findings from the Perseverance mission, 2 in the journal Science and 2 in Science Advances. The findings covered the rover's exploration of Mars's Jezero crater, the site of an ancient lake and riverbed, the geological structure of the region, and the rock samples collected by the rover and returned to Earth by a separate mission. Perseverance landed on Mars in February 2021, and the rover discovered that the former lakebed of the Jezero crater was more eroded than scientists expected, allowing the rover to sample deeper strata of Mars rocks than expected. Contact with water caused significant chemical changes in those rocks. The findings of Perseverance build on those of NASA's previous Mars rover missions, such as Curiosity, which has spent more than a decade on the planet. Curiosity, which is still active, contributed to the discovery of a watery ancient past on Mars, as well as the presence of organic molecules, the building blocks of life, on the red planet. Perseverance is a successor to Curiosity, designed to expand scientists' understanding of Mars' ancient watery phase. Another paper investigated the nature of the rocks at the bottom of the Jezero crater and discovered evidence of igneous rocks, rocks formed by cooling magma, which will be particularly useful in determining a detailed timeline of Mars's water era. From a sampling standpoint, this is enormous. The fact that we have evidence of igneous rock aqueous alteration. Those are the ingredients that people are very excited about in terms of understanding environmental conditions that could potentially have supported life at some point after these rocks were formed. The papers published in Science Advances looked at ground radar data from Perseverance that characterized the subsurface structure beneath the vehicle to a depth of 15 meters, as well as the mineral content of the subsurface layers. The current findings are like an appetizer, as the most comprehensive results from the Perseverance mission will be released far in the future. That's when NASA's Mars Sample Return mission returns the rocks now archived by the rover to Earth, where full-scale laboratories can analyze the samples and perhaps finally answer the question of whether there was ever life on Mars. Another hint of alien life that Anonymous talked about in their video is the discovery of a planetary system known as TRAPPIST-1. According to discoveries, aliens on the planets in the TRAPPIST-1 system may be able to see our planet as we can detect theirs. The amount of information they can gather about us is shocking, to say the least. With at least a similar level of technological advancement to our own species, not only would they be able to see us, but they could also observe as the amount of carbon dioxide in Earth's atmosphere increased over the past several hundred years since the Industrial Revolution. According to the scientists, those aliens would be the natural choice for Earthlings to look for because they may have already had a chance to spot us and thus may be primed to respond to communications from Earth. Although previous studies have considered this question, this is the first to include star movement over time because stars can slide in and out of the narrow slice of sky that happens to line up with both Earth and the Sun. With this information, the scientists were able to predict where Earth was visible from over the past 5,000 years or so of human civilization, and also predict where it will be visible another 5,000 years into the future. The discovery was made possible by the European Space Agency's Gaia Space Observatory, which has created the most accurate 3D map of stars to date. Scientists examined the Gaia map to determine which stars have been or will be in a position where Earth briefly moves between them and the Sun. They claim that because most of the sky is in planes other than our solar system, there is a section of the star system where the possibility of us being spotted is the highest. They discovered that among the stars in the Gaia catalog that are within 100 parsecs of Earth, more than 2,000 happen to have the perfect viewing geometry and can spot us. There are 1,715 in the right places to have seen Earth in the last 5,000 years, and 319 more will have vantage points in the next 5,000 years. 7 of them have known planets, but many more are likely to have worlds orbiting them, some of which may be habitable. The method assumed for spying on Earth from elsewhere in the galaxy is the same one that Earth-bound astronomers have used to discover thousands of exoplanets, detecting the light of a distant star dimming slightly and regularly as an orbiting planet passes across its face. With the findings of this study, astronomers looking for extraterrestrial life can now concentrate their efforts on stars and planetary systems that have a view of Earth and may already be expecting to hear from us. Knowing where the prey is located really helps in hunting. The researchers identified 75 stars that are close enough to Earth, that is, within 30 parsecs, that radio waves from Earth have already washed over them since humans began producing them. Those could be particularly good targets because aliens there could have seen and heard us by now. Other stars, however, are also gaining attention as possible abodes for aliens that might have been watching us. Astronomers, for example, know of 7 Earth-sized planets orbiting the star TRAPPIST-1, which is 12 parsecs away from Earth. Astronomers and even science fiction writers have observed that civilizations may signal their existence by erecting artificial megastructures that pass in front of their stars, briefly dimming their light in a distinctive manner. What this may mean for us on the Earth remains to be seen. Another place in the solar system that Anonymous says could host life is Enceladus. Enceladus, Saturn's moon, is one of the solar system's most promising extraterrestrial habitats for life. It is home to a global salty ocean, which is kept at temperatures suitable for an alien marine ecosystem by internal heating. Phosphorus is an essential building block of life, used to make DNA and RNA, and an analysis of data from NASA's Cassini spacecraft reveals that the critical nutrient is present in Enceladus's underground ocean. Not only that, but its concentrations there could be thousands of times higher than in Earth's ocean. Scientists knew Enceladus had the majority of the elements required for life as we know it: carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and sulfur. But now that phosphorus has been proven, Enceladus has fulfilled all of the criteria for a habitable ocean. Many scientists believe Enceladus is one of the most likely locations for extraterrestrial life. It's an ice-covered world with an ocean of salty water beneath. Furthermore, the Cassini spacecraft observed geysers blasting vapor and ice grains from Enceladus's icy shell back in 2005. Organic molecules have been discovered in that spacefaring spray by scientists. However, scientists were unsure whether phosphorus existed on Enceladus until now. The element is relatively scarce on Earth's surface. Much phosphorus is locked up in minerals, and its availability frequently dictates the rate at which life can proliferate. So Cecchini and colleagues examined chemical data from particles in Saturn's E-ring, a halo of material ejected from Enceladus's jets that wraps around Saturn. The researchers discovered that some ice grains in the E-ring are enriched in a phosphorus compound known as sodium phosphate. They estimate that a kilogram of water from Enceladus's ocean contains between 1 and 20 millimoles of phosphate, a concentration thousands of times that of Earth's big blue ocean. According to the research, phosphate may form at the bottom of Enceladus's subsurface ocean from reactions between seawater and a phosphate-bearing mineral called apatite before being ejected into space via geysers. Apatite is frequently found in carbonaceous chondrites, a primitive material used to build planets. But that isn't all. Many other icy ocean worlds may also contain apatite. Similarly, they may have high levels of phosphate in their oceans. That wealth could be beneficial to any potential alien organisms. Let's hear what you think of finding alien life in the distant parts of the universe in the comment section below.